Hello, everyone, and welcome back to British Irish and Professional Cup's final day. We have got the consolidation final coming up next to decide which final two players will be moving on to the grand final to play against play against Boz and Epos. Almost like the script there. That could have been terrible. That could have had the audience up in arms. This match is not only important for see who gets to the final, but who's going to be winning a bit more prize pool, as the people who place third and fourth will be getting £75 and £60 respectively for that, with the two people who win getting at least £150 based on where they finish in the next match. So
not too shabby.
Not too shabby at all. It's what you love to see here.
No, and speaking of the prize money as well, we neglected to mention that Davino and Roy Boy will be walking away with £45 and £30 respectively. So, not too bad either. Actually, they came away with a win of some sort.
Exactly. Despite the unfortunate event that they did, obviously, get dropped down to a match, only with the one game a day, they still go on with, a little bit of change. They can buy themselves a pizza to lift their spirits after that one. The Demon is just posting in the chat there. If you want to contribute to the prize pool, help make that an even bigger sum of money for the winners, then feel free, follow the link. Going on to this game, I'm going to be seeing Acrose, Leo, Whizzy, and Hendo. Seeing all these players drive earlier in the day, and this is do or die for them right now. They've got this is their last chance to make it through to the grand finals and really fight for the big money. And as we said, it couldn't really be anyone going through here. There's nobody who's like a definite weak point. We all sort of think Whizzy will probably do quite well, and Leo as well, but who really knows? Could be a state where the map order plays into it, where if a good map comes up to someone first, and then if they get round to it again as the last map, that could help them.
It could be. I think Whizzy and Leo seem like the most kind of confident, comfortable players, I think. But I know for sure that Acrose is capable of coming in and dethroning for sure. And Hendo definitely has the pace. That there's no doubt on that. So I think he could definitely, if he can get the consistency together, he could make an upset for sure.
Definitely. We saw Hendo make quite a lot of small errors in his last match. But the Welsh player, repping the Irish car skin, will hopefully be able to clean those up. So Acrose off to an early bit of a shaky start, not quite getting that drift correct, dropping down into fourth, unfortunately.
But Hendo, on the other hand, with the Irish skin, the extra 20 acceleration is coming into play here. And Whizzy taking a hit, and he'll fall into fourth place. He's still within striking distance of Acrose, though. I think he may be able to catch him with enough speed at the end here. But it's Hendo and Leo making quite a nice fight at the top. Hendo has quite a bit of speed. Will he be able to catch Leo here? No, he won't. But it's very, very close. 200s in it. And Whizzy does. Wait, was Whizzy ahead of? No, Whizzy was catching up Acrose. Just about takes him out.
Yeah, must have had a slightly nicer plastic section there into the last couple of corners.
But Whizzy does have some menacing speed on this map. So it wasn't so surprising that even after an error there, he was able to catch up. So he has the pace, but can he get the consistency?
That's the main thing. And obviously in this last game in a bracket final against some other amazing opposition, he did seem to have a couple too many errors, but he's got the pace, so as long as he's just consistent with it, he should be able to maybe get himself first or second in this match.
Easier said than done, though, for sure. It's a difficult set of maps, and when you have the likes of Leo, Acrose, and Hendo breathing down your neck, it's not easy to keep your composure and stay ahead.
Yeah, there's no free rounds, pace-wise anyway. getting to this last corner here, Acrose again going a bit inside, not going to generate as much speed as he'd like, but Whizzy with a comfortable lead there, another 0.7 in the rounds. Hendo finishing in fourth, unfortunately.
That's pretty tense seeing the different lines from Leo and Acrose at the end there, because you see the wide line from Leo where he gets the extra speed. I think it's pretty much even at the end. Maybe Leo loses a bit overall, but Acrose failing on the precision.
Yeah, he doesn't make a huge amount of mistakes, but that's a shame to see from him.
Yeah, it is. I mean, he did say in the interview that he was feeling quite nervous, but I'll say, from my perspective, I feel like Hendo and Acrose have swapped controllers. Hendo's seeming, so far at least, I don't want to curse him, but so far he is seeming pretty solid.
I was going to say, you say someone's doing good just as we get to the dirt uphill, but he does manage to do it relatively well, thankfully. Not too much of a castic is there. Again, that inside line which you mentioned from Whizzy, he's doing it pretty well, and no clips on the inside or anything, and everyone with similar speed shouldn't be anything crazy as long as everyone hits the finish, and that's good. A 0.6 from Whizzy that round.
Yeah, I think in my experience, Whizzy and Leo are kind of the inverse of each other in the sense that Whizzy is most comfortable at the parts where Leo is least comfortable, and vice versa. So I'm looking out for the Leo to fail at the outside dirt, and Whizzy may have problems with the precision or the tight drifts.
Definitely. It's sort of a fast and a little bit more inconsistent maybe from Whizzy, and then Leo with consistent speed and pretty clean, pretty clean driving from him. So we'll see if that continues. And Acrose with a weaker start. Not too sure where that came from. Possibly the tech corner. That might be a recurring theme we've already seen.
It's not quite too tense though, so it may just be being a little too safe, a little too slow. Speaking of too slow, Leo falling a little bit behind here. I'm not sure what that was from. That's kind of unexpected, honestly, in that section.
Whizzy and Hendo, though, very close up front. Don't think.
Leo getting the speed.
Oh, and
he's just about got it.
Wow.
Again, though, that was the wide line at the end. Generated enough speed. It wasn't quite as wide as he's been before, but he did get more than enough speed to just about get Acrose.
Yeah, that's big as well for Acrose in a negative way. He gets a really bad start here as well. He lost 10 points that last round, and not great start here. Maybe Acrose's mental is starting to falter a little bit. Something which we
I mean, there's the nose slide as well. This is not good from Acrose. I think he needs to pull something out of the bag to get his mental back under control. I think. I think I'll be looking at Leo to, I think he's a bit more of the consistent player in this constellation, but Hendo is just really surprising me here. I think he's being really, really solid. Really in contention.
Yeah, no major mistakes from him yet. Again, we may well be cursing him here. But yeah, with Acrose, maybe a switch of maps will happen after this. We'll give him a bit more confidence. But again, Whizzy, is he going to get another 0.7? Yep, he does. So consistency is now in Whizzy's hands, it seems like. I think 3 or 4 0.7s in this match, and he's sitting pretty 9 points ahead of Leo in second. So Whizzy is cleaning up his act from in comparison to the last game, for sure.
Very much so, but I think it's the same as a lot of the other players who are the highest, like higher tier, but not the highest tier. Like I feel like when they're away from the likes of EPOS and Boz, then they feel more comfortable just driving good times, but not amazing times, right?
Yeah.
And then they can do that again and again and get pretty comfortable first or second. And that's the range where you're going to stay in the top two. You're going to stay in the safe zone. And Whizzy and Leo, I look to be able to do that, right? They can replicate their runs pretty well. But Hendo is challenging so far. You know, he's doing a pretty good job of that. But
Yeah.
Acrose, surprisingly not, right? I mean, I would expect him to, you know, maybe get a few rounds now, like hopefully get a bit of it together and you know, put up a bit of a challenge.
You'd like to see it, wouldn't you? I mean, you know, in Leo's last match, he was pretty darn good on pole. So, and Hendo was in. Oh, sorry, Acrose was in that one and wasn't really able to get too much off of him in terms of points with that. So, let's see if you know if he can
Mm.
change that up and get some here. But again, Hendo's
As
been doing pretty okay as well.
Yeah,
Thankfully.
he has been doing okay. I think, as I recall in the winner bracket final, I think Whizzy was hitting like some pretty fast times, like point sevens,
Yeah.
usually on this, and Leo uh, was a little bit behind. So I think it'll be interesting to see. I don't think Leo's going to perform as consistently as he did last time because he'll be in the pressure of Whizzy, who just hit a 53.608.
Yeah.
So in the
Got
warm
local
up, so like,
records.
you know, when you have that kind of time knocking at your door, you're gonna maybe want to perform. I think the right thing for him to do is be consistent, and as we say that, he's crashed the first round. So
Yeah.
oh, and again,
It's just a slow down there from getting a little bit too close to the wall. So maybe he did see Whizzy setting that first local record of, you know, like you said, a 53.6 and thought, I gotta start pushing and maybe push a little bit too hard there at the very start.
yeah, but the
Um,
fact of the matter is it's not needed. I mean,
mm,
realistically, he just needs to get second.
yeah,
He doesn't need to be pushing for the Whizzy times. And so far, though, Acrose is getting closer. He's actually, you know, almost at the point of challenging Whizzy. I'm wondering what this
he is
time is. I would imagine, yeah, I mean, it's still a
0.78.
pretty good time. Like, I mean, it's
Not bad at all.
yeah, I have a feeling though that Wizzy saw the gap and slowed down a little bit towards the
Yeah,
end,
he was
allowing the
aware.
Crows to catch up there. But yeah, not a great start from Leo. I think he's gonna have to get a good round now to get his head back in the game.
Yeah, and I mean, it was pretty big for Acros to get second in that round. So slowly starting to shrink the gap between him and everyone else. But yeah,
Wizzy
Whizzy
not
with
doing
a
so well on that tight drift. That's, you know, it's quite a scary drift. It's
yeah.
if there was any place to fail, you know, that's the
Oh,
most expected one. But wow, yeah, he gets that.
that was
The wheel on the border is very difficult to do, and he does it with ease there. He is on the hunt. He is like
he
trying to
is.
pull back these guys in. Let's see how
Yeah,
many he gets.
despite that early deficit, he is not taking no for an
Oh, and he pushes too hard and
answer.
hits the inside apex.
Yeah, risks a bit too heavy. I think he maybe just had the natural pace then. Could have gotten third if he was, you know, just consistent with it. But Acros almost sniped Hendo there at the end.
Yeah.
A little bit scary. But yeah, Wizzy getting a -10 this round. Well,
And Leo
got a
looking very
smile.
comfortable at the end though. He was like, if you saw the jump, he had a
Yeah.
lot of room to go lower on that jump, but he was comfortable. He knew he had space.
Yeah, that'll be putting a smile on onto Leo's face, knowing that okay, you know, he just played a consistent, got -1. Was he getting -10? He'll take those. He'll take those every day of the week. Let's see, Acros, weaker start. We saw this happen in his last match. Maybe it's a line issue because it seemed to happen fairly consistently. First time we've seen it this match, so let's see if that, you know, starts cropping up again. There is a little bit of a gap between him and the rest of the pack of Whizzy, Hendo, and Leo.
Yeah, that pack though is very close right now. Oh,
Mm,
Leo just about touching there.
yeah, that jump,
That's not good for him.
no, a bit too far. But Hendo's going up into first here, just
Oh, they're
kind
like
of,
neck and
compared
neck.
to Whizzy. They're in each other.
Wizzy goes
Um,
lower and he gets more speed.
oh, yeah,
Not the
0.98, not a,
fastest round though. Not the
no,
fastest
no,
round.
no. Probably why Hendo was able to have a little bit of a chance there. Um, who knows if
Yeah,
Whizzy got a
potentially,
couple of,
yeah.
you know, held the drift slightly too long in a section and like thought, I'll let Hendo have a little bit of a chance here. Or
I'll just point out, by the way, you know, arguably definitely Leo's best map in the last game, and currently he's really falling behind. He's just went behind Hendo in points. He's just crashed at the start of this round as well. Mental in the mud, maybe just, you know, tired. You know, it could be a combination of many things. I know he was saying he was tired at the end of yesterday as well. Combination of factors, but it's not looking good for him. He needs to get it together pretty soon.
Yeah, it looked like he got a slowdown. It didn't look like he was too inside on the first corner, but he clearly clipped something to
Did
penalize
Acrose
him
hit
that
there?
much.
He looked like Acrose was gonna. No, he
No,
he
he
just
just
somehow made it.
very wide line from him.
That's very close.
Again,
Oh, Hendo getting the airtime, and he goes for the
Yeah.
safe.
Oh, and
Acrose
risking
misses
too
as
much.
well. Oh,
Hendo
and
getting
again.
second through the risky. So
And Leo
then
comes
gets
third.
Is it? That was a round which just did not need to be pushed as hard as it was.
That was a
for
round.
Acrose.
That was a round indeed.
That was one of the rounds of all time.
One of the rounds of all time indeed. My God. Okay, that was pretty unforced as well. I mean, definitely from Acrose. Acrose did not need to go that low by any means.
No, I think, well, Hendo was a bit too far to the right on the entry to that sausage block, so just wasn't able to get the inside line and had to swing out wider and just jumped off the top of the sausage. But thankfully, he was able to correct it and still steer himself to the safe fin.
He did make the right decision with the safe fin, actually, because he did end up making it there before Leo, who, crucially, he should have his eye on right now, because Leo is in third, just to point out, 6 points behind Hendo. Acrose hitting, and okay, that's not good for Acrose. Acrose is really falling behind now.
Yeah, in this round and points in general, he is on 29 points, so he's not looking in the best space. Maybe, you know, the nerves are really starting to get to him, or maybe it's just a pace issue. But we've seen a couple of crashes from him, which isn't.
I think it's the mental here. Like it's not looking too good for him. Like he did say that he was you know, really nervous. But I think when you're in that situation, you can either, you know, stay being nervous and just you know, freak out, or you can say, you know what, I'm gonna just play my own game, turn off all the noise, and just focus on round after round after round. And also, like, after a certain point distance as well, you start to think, okay, well, I'm gonna lose anyway. I might as well go all in, and we might see, you know, one of those mentalities start to emerge pretty soon, I think, because it's getting to the point where 19 points left. That's not enough. You know, it's not enough. So he really has to pull something out.
Yeah, he can't afford to be getting last again and again and again, because in that case he'll be knocked out if it happens 3 times. So
yeah, 3 times only. Like it's not that much. But I think I definitely want to talk about Leo last map. What happened? I mean, it's definitely I would say his best map from last game.
Definitely.
It's kind of bizarre. He just went, you know, kind of out of nowhere, crashing almost every round. And the ones where he wasn't crashing, he was at best high 0.9. Whereas Whizzy looking super comfortable.
Like Leo's pace was pretty similar to his previous match. It felt like I didn't notice if he was, you know, particularly off the pace, but his consistency just wasn't quite there. Especially compared to someone like Whizzy, who was.
I would say his pace was even just a little bit slower as well. But you know, just we're specking Hendo right now. Hendo played incredibly well in polls as well. So you know, it'll be really interesting. Like this map is going to be a big kind of tell on who's going to come away with the 2 spots at the top, I think.
Absolutely. As we keep sort of saying, this map can be extremely punishing, but everyone gets to start really, really clean. But we'll see this, you know, maybe we'll have a couple of tech issues at the end, and Leo, real inside line there, just way too inside it seems. Flying up a little bit there.
I don't think I've seen that mistake before, you know, like
no.
It's and this mistake as well. I haven't seen this mistake either.
Yeah,
what's going on with these guys?
it's going to be a Walls 1-2 for the round. I don't think I've been able to say that at all today. But yeah, Acrose in first, Hendo second, Whizzy third, and Leo fourth. Which okay, this this map
I
may shake
just
things up a little bit.
I think it might be this. This will be the tell. It's a very very difficult map. I see an Acrose comeback in the chat. Who knows at this point? Who knows? I think it's a really tight, really awkward, terrifying map. I think it's anything to play for. And that being said, Acrose crashing at one of the most crucial parts of the map. I think that start is just cruel, absolutely cruel.
Yeah, he's got at least a 3-second gap between him and first now, so he's probably out for this round. But as I say that, you never know. The end of this track as well is really scary. But Whizzy getting a nice bit of a lead here.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Acrose could still be in for it because Hendo and Leo really fighting it out right now, and they know that they need to beat each other. But Leo with the tech diff potentially at the end. I mean,
what a drift!
It's
Hendo
illegal.
really sending it. Oh, okay.
As I said, like he gains about 0.15 or so on the average player just at that end.
Yeah, that sausage drift from him. Oh, amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you really have to be
speed.
aware of that as Hendo going into the end there. I mean, you know that he's going to gain that time, so you wanna push out a little bit ahead so you get that comfortable sort of buffer. Easier said than done though. He's pretty pacey on this. Whizzy though seems to be getting into the zone here. He's really kind of pulling away on points. What is it? 21 points ahead now. That's a good distance from second place.
Yeah, if we're talking about points, Acrose, is on 8. He has to get first or second to give himself another chance before getting on to finalist, I believe. He's a danger of getting knocked out already. We're only on the 3rd map, so it'd be a massive shame to see him get knocked out so early, but not quite played as we expected him to going into this consolidation final hours. The rest going into this final drift, it's all pretty neck and neck. No fails. Oh, we did see it. Leo failed, and Whizzy just barely ahead of Hendo at the line. What an ending from them two.
That is a crucial fail from Leo.
Wow.
And Hendo is definitely, he's looking pretty good right now. He's got a 20 point lead on Leo, and I would not have said that would happen. Like, honestly, I mean, I think I expected more composure from Leo, but I can only chalk it up to tiredness or just his head's out of focus.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, is it that Hendo is just finding that pace and just really pushing him to the point where he is making some slight errors?
I'll be honest, I don't think so. I don't think the speed here, like the pace here, is just not a hell of a lot more than what we've seen before. And I think Leo has just been making unforced errors from the start of polls. Yeah. And ever since then, he's just been kind of slower.
Oh, Leo with a really weird line there, but Hendo gets the landing even worse out of the bobsleigh. Whizzy and Acrose pretty close up front. Leo again with a nice drift. He's not going to be able to snipe, but he's...
That was not a nice drift. That was not a nice drift. That was like I was watching it and I was like, okay, that's 1, 2, 3 safety brake taps. So you can feel either it's I don't know, like tiredness or nerves. There's something going on mentally.
Yeah, I think that also carried through. As you see Hendo touches already. Leo that last round almost didn't hit the risky finning. Nearly got overtaken by Hendo, but he managed to hold on to 3rd there, so not losing too many points. But Acrose is on to last chance. Did only get 2nd last round, so he's gonna hope that he can just play this round safe. He doesn't need to do anything crazy. Hendo's made a 2.5 second mistake, so he should be safe this round. Acrose, barring any other tomfoolery happening. We get through to the second half of this map.
Yeah, what Acrose really wants to do is get Leo to lose as much points as he can while surviving. Like that's what he wants. He just wants to
Yeah.
make sure he stays alive, but as a bonus, take some points off Leo. Although it's Hendo in last right now.
Yeah. Everyone gets the risky safe, and yeah, clean round from the front three runners there. Obviously, Hendo making that slight mistake on the chicane section at the start, which
Yeah.
super punishing, super punishing.
Yeah, but going into the next map now, frame shift, right?
Frame shift, yeah.
Yeah,
New
we're
frame
going into
shift,
frame shift.
which,
I don't know how good Hendo is on frame shift. I don't really recall. I think I generally think he's been quite solid on all the maps, honestly.
yeah.
But Leo, hit or miss, I would say on frame shift. But the end was really was a big one for him with the drifts. He could really pull ahead at the end.
Yeah,
So
that
it'd
last
be
drift, he's
interesting to
often
keep an eye
able
on that.
to. Yeah, he's usually able to keep himself in with a fair chance at the finish with a nice drift there. We saw in the last round capitalizing on other people's mistakes, but also gaining himself a little bit of a little bit more speed, a little bit more of a gap. So
Yeah,
can
I mean,
hopefully look to get a
when you
good
get
point.
into the end, it's scary, like because it's another one of those wide kind of drifts where you want to carry speed through, and then there's like a narrowing of the track where if you don't have the right trajectory, you're gonna go straight into that corner.
Yeah,
So it's scary, but the likes of Leo is going to be a bit more comfortable with that, and the other guys might want to save it a little bit, might lose a bit of time just at the end,
yeah.
which would be interesting. But I think my eyes are on Hendo and Leo right now. Of course, Acrose in last chance, he could stay in until another person's last chance, maybe.
Yeah,
But I'm really keeping an eye on Leo and Hendo right now.
yeah. It's effectively the battle between them two as to who will be going through to the grand final. Because Whizzy's got 66 points. That's considerable. Nearly 40, 41. Yeah, ahead
Yeah,
of
he's out of
Hendo in
sight right now.
second.
I mean,
So
he's on his
he
own kind of
should be
journey.
fine.
He
Should be
should be,
fine,
he should be,
right?
but you never know.
In before the most horrendous caster curse of all time.
Oh god, no.
But we'll see. Acrose drops the gear on that dirt uphill there, so that's going to mean that he loses the place to Hendo and drops down to fourth.
Yeah,
The
Acrose
exact
has got a
position he
push
doesn't
right
want to
now.
be.
He's in the hot seat for sure.
Yeah.
Hendo is the only one really keeping him out. Is it going to be the Welsh guy keeping out the Welsh guy? I don't know. Acrose falling further behind though. He really has to have a very good drift, and he needs somebody else to have a bad drift here.
Yeah, someone's
That
got to
doesn't
miss the
look
finish
like
at
it.
this rate, but it's not going to happen.
No.
As 55.6 better pace from Leo. But yeah, Acrose getting knocked out. Unfortunately, GG's in chat for Acrose there.
GG to Acrose.
Yeah, played amazing today. Again, coming off of the winner bracket, loser bracket final into this one. His hands were shaking. Had internet issues the weekend, so amazing for him to perform as well as he did.
Yeah, he'll be learning from it. He'll be taking. I think it's a lot of it is the mental game. I think he's got the pace for sure, but didn't work out for him this competition.
And a young player as well.
Oh,
so
who was that? Was that Whizzy?
right.
Touching on the outside dirt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Punishing. And we said he's probably safe, but if he makes errors like that consistently, maybe not. We'll see.
Yeah, but what's interesting to me is I think as well that if it's these guys at the top, they're going to be jostling back and forth, but not really, pulling away from each other, I would say.
No.
You need one of them first and one of them third for it to be really big difference. But that's a pretty good time from Hendo there, 0.6. I don't think I've seen that kind of pace from Leo in rounds.
No.
I mean, Leo's going to be looking at that and thinking, okay, time to pick up the pace. Maybe Hendo's going to force some errors from Leo now.
Yeah, and I mean, Leo on single-digit points, so he's got to, not get last and keep himself alive in this game.
He's going to be very aware, but who knows? Whizzy could keep making mistakes like he did last time. We're going out to the outside dirt. Who's it going to be? Who's going to go down to it?
It's not going to happen again, is it? Of course not. Of course not. Not going to see the same mistake twice from Whizzy. Again, Whizzy and Leo triangle strats there. Flat checkpoint. Pretty much even compared to the standard route.
All right,
Hendo
I'm
doesn't have as
anticipating a
much-
Leo push at the
No.
end now, by the way. Oh, was that Hendo? Yeah, Hendo just
Hendo
clipped.
clips.
Okay,
That's
Leo has no
big
need
for
to push
Leo.
here, but we'll see.
No. Whizzy gets that good. Leo on tech, though. Just does what,
He
just does
caught
what he
up
needs
a
to
bit
do.
of time.
Yeah,
He
good
did
speed.
caught like yeah, very good speed, but it wasn't enough to take the round. But
Yeah.
he doesn't need the round too much. I mean, he could definitely do with it, but
Yeah.
the important thing is staying ahead of Hendo.
Yeah, so Leo will be knocked into last chance regardless at the end of this round.
Honestly, Leo, if Whizzy comes first, then they're all in like the other two are in last chance.
Yeah, and that's going to be terrifying.
Yeah.
As
So
there will just
Hendo,
be
if
one round left.
Hendo is smart right now, he would go for a push round, like a super, and he's hit the wall. Okay.
Maybe he did there actually.
Whoops.
Pushed a little too hard.
Okay, but if Leo gets first here, Leo should push here because if he gets first, he will not drop into last chance, which would be huge.
I believe first is -3 points.
Oh, is
at
first
this
-3?
point.
Okay, sorry. my
Yeah,
bad.
so
Then- yeah,
unfortunately, regardless,
he
he'll
does
be
whatever he
knocked
wants
out.
to do then. Never mind.
Exactly, yeah. But was he on a good run? I don't think he made any sort of mistakes. Let's see what sort of time he puts up here. 0.6. Again, very
Yeah,
nice.
decent.
Solid, and yeah, good luck in the chat from Hendo as
All right,
Kid
double
Leo.
last chance.
Last chance on the final map, so thankfully it's not a map switch to really mess with the heads of the players.
Good luck's in the chat. Let's go.
Acrose saying he can't watch. This is too tense, but we'll see. It'll all come down to who doesn't make a mistake. It feels like at this point.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of both of these players, so I'll be happy either way and sad either way.
Exactly. Very similar lines there as we go through the first riff. Hendo dropping back slightly, but we'll see if he gets made a cropper by the uphill.
Leo
Leo
dropping
goes
the
for
gear.
an inside line. I think he tried to go a bit too safe there, maybe.
Yeah, he did. He was afraid of the outside dirt, for sure.
Yeah. It's uncharacteristic. We haven't seen that from him so far.
No. But like coming into this outside dirt, I wonder if he'll do the same thing. He'd be a little bit worried about it.
He safes it slightly. But that might potentially be him being knocked out of the tournament at this rate, with Hendo in second, looking like he's going to do the drift well and just has to hit the finish. And that's going to be it. Leo's going to be knocked out as fifth place in the British Night Professional Cup.
It's a minor upset, but it is an upset. I think Hendo has really proved himself in this. I think he's done a really good job with his consistency. His times are always there, but wow, really good composure, I think.
Absolutely. I mean, Hendo bringing it back after not playing the best in his first match. Now managed to do the redemption arc and is going to bring it back into the grand final here. He is on last chance. He's going to go through the Candy Crush, so who knows how much he'll really be pushing for this.
You can just go all in. He's done what he needed to do. He can just go all in. It's a victory lap now.
Exactly.
Sort of.
Yeah. I'm extremely happy. Obviously, Welsh player through to the finals. This is a monumental day for Wales. This is arguably the best thing that's happened to the great country of Wales this year. Definitely in Trackmania. Yeah, so this is great. I love to see that. But again, commiserations to Leo as well, and obviously Acrose. We touched on it. Acrose probably not coping with the nerves and the mental breaking a little bit into this match here. So unfortunately he's out in fourth and Leo along with him in third. But they do still get a nice chunk of the prize pool. £75 for Leo and 60, I believe it is, for Acrose.
Yes, indeed.
Nothing,
I mean, well played by them, like, to be honest. And I know with Leo, he's been gone from the scene a while. Playing significantly anyway. So it would be cool to see if he comes back in more tournaments. And obviously, Acrose, he'll be coming back as well, I'm sure.
Still very early in his Trackmania career, that's for sure.
Yeah. But here
as
we
with
are.
a lot of these players.
This could be the last round, though. Unless Hendo can catch up a fair bit. Whizzy is pulling ahead quite a bit. He's seeming quite comfortable up there as well. You never know. You never know. He could make a mistake. It is
pulling out
Candy Crush after
0.7s,
all.
I believe. Yeah, Whizzy doing 0.7s last time around here, so Endo's really got to do something to keep up with him, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
Yeah, I think as long as Whizzy has an eye on the times there, this is very comfortable for him.
Whizzy knows that he's good.
Very
Let's see what sort of round he's going to have here. A 0.59 while you're at it.
Okay.
Why not?
All right.
Whip out a 0.5.
I mean, Hendo said full send in the chat, and I think Whizzy misunderstood and thought that he had to full send.
Like,
but
oh,
sure,
yeah,
cool.
I'll do that. Sure. Yeah, that's fine. Just whip out a 0.5 when the match is pretty much decided and just needs to play safe. You know, why not?
Casual. But he's got it in the
yeah.
tank. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing both of them in the final.
Absolutely. I mean, that match was great, but the greatest match will happen very shortly. It's going to be an absolutely stacked final. And yeah, we're seeing arguably the best form from Hendo that we've ever seen. He, again, traditionally not a rounds player, but has been doing an amazing rounds performance today. Getting himself back into the final.
He's been getting better and better at rounds of late, and I think this is by far the best that I've seen him, and he's really he shows that he's capable of taking on at least one or two of the guys in the grand final. I think he could push for second or first even. If he really pushes, he could make it. It's to play for.
Definitely. It's all up in the air as to I will play in the final because first match wasn't too great. This map a lot better. Who knows if the next one will be even better still. Talking about playing great, obviously Whizzy is in first place, and I believe we've got an interview with him now, so we can say hi to him and just congratulate him for how well he did in that match. Congratulations to you, Whizzy, for getting through to the grand final. How are you feeling?
Cheers. Not too bad. I think I feel I don't know if I'm relieved, but I'm just happy to get to the grand final really. So
good stuff. I mean, you played super well. You seemed much more comfortable in this game than in the last game that we saw you in, which was the winner bracket final. Maybe you could talk about the difference between those two matches for you.
I mean, I think first match probably. I think just a few too many mistakes. The practice felt good, but just couldn't quite convert it into the match. Especially on, I think, strangely for some reason, Hoga was on the previous match. Hoga was my best map for some reason. Where I probably feel the least comfortable on that, I think. So definitely some work to do, but in terms of the difference, I think this one I kind of knew because I was watching the match before, and I kind of thought, to be honest, I know I've got the pace. We don't need to risk, just switch up the game plan and just chill. Just releasing if I need to, etc. So I think that was kind of the main difference.
Yeah, but going into the grand final, am I right to assume that you don't really feel comfortable with doing those releases? Do you feel like you have to to push all of the time?
I mean, I don't know if it's pushing because I can do these times that Balls and Epos are doing in practice, but obviously it's completely different in rounds. So, those two are very incredible in rounds as well as Hendo as well. He's very, very fast and consistent in rounds. So I think if I stand a chance of, it's a tough one because even in that winner bracket final, even with me making a load of mistakes, by the end, it wasn't that much of a gap. So I kind of said to myself, to be honest, sure, Balls can do world record, EPOS can do well. Go for it, boys. I think for this grand final, I'll just try and focus on putting some good times in, but not pushing myself because that didn't work in the winner bracket final. So I think we'll try and do that. Just chill a bit, have a bit of fun, and go from there. I think.
Definitely. Because it seems like with the caliber of players we've got here, that everyone's going to be able to obviously put out incredible times. It's just making sure that the consistency's there, as you mentioned, trying to keep it in check and not falter as you put in those clean, consistent times. Say you thinking that you're going to be able to pip the win as you go into the grand final here, or what are your thoughts on it?
I mean, I know Balls and EPOS, based on their performance, are for sure most deservedly the favourites, of course. But yeah, I feel like if I can play, actually decently for once, and and just chill and put those times in that I could do in practice, then I might have a chance. But yeah, these guys are incredible, so it's going to be a very close game. I just hope that I can give them a fight.
So, based on that response, do you feel like you haven't shown your best yet?
No, I think it's difficult because I think I put some good times in here and there, but I still feel like I have more to give. But I think it's a little bit difficult because I feel like also that I may have over practice because now I'm getting quite a lot of pains in my wrists now. Every time I'm breaking, every time I release the braking button, I just get this massive shooting pain in my left arm. So it's not an excuse. It's just a general. I think I've over practiced. I think that's fairly clear. So that'll probably something to take forward into future. But I feel like just based on my practice, I think I could have more to give. But this final year, we'll see. We'll see. But I'm just gonna have fun, try and have fun and enjoy it. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I hope it feels better pretty soon, and give it some well-earned rest. I think you played super well. It was really great to see you guys, duking it out. It was really good match.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. So best of luck for you in the finals. Obviously, got a little bit of a break, so we don't want to keep you too long. We'll let you have a breather and rest your wrist a little bit for then. So again, good luck on the final, and I'm sure we will, but hopefully we'll see the absolute best performance out of yourself.
Thank you very much. I'll see what I can do. Thank you.
Absolutely. Cheers,
Brilliant.
everyone.
So I think we have one more interview guest in the form of the man, the myth, the legend, and the honourable Irishman, Hendo. How's it going, Hendo?
Hey, I feel good. That was like...
Bo Whale.
I'm gassed, because that was like... I'm fully aware that grand final is going to be like... Yeah, those three are just on another level. So I was thinking like, that was my final, essentially, was kind of what I was thinking. Get Acrose, Leo. That was kind of my final, was my thinking yesterday. But yeah, gassed. Absolutely gassed. Yeah.
I mean, you really blew away expectations, at least on my side. Not that I thought you were going to lose, but you played...
I didn't think I was going to do... I was kind of thinking, like, 2 weeks ago, I was like, yeah, top 8. That would be... I'll definitely take a top 8.
Yeah.
And then I was just, throughout the week, it was rounds practices going, well, we could maybe cook a top 6, maybe, at a push. And I thought that was my I thought that was my ceiling, to be honest.
Yeah, you looked comfortable though. You looked, really, really solid. I'd be wondering what's left in the tank for you. Was that the best that we can see from you, or do you think you can push it a bit further?
It's a question and a half. I think if I'm gonna challenge the top 3, that's a big step up. Like, I'm not under any illusion of that. Don't get me wrong. I'm hoping my objective would be really make it a bit closer than the upper bracket final was, because earlier I wasn't really in that headspace because I knew really that wasn't my battle, that wasn't my final. So I think objective really is just make it a little closer. That's really where we're at. See what we can do. Maybe there's a Giga Epos tilt incoming. You never know.
Boss
but that's
tilt
probably
maybe as well. You know?
But that's probably as good as we do. Just kind of happy to be there.
I was gonna say, do you think it was a sort of mental reset that helped you shift into winning the consolidation final after obviously losing the winner bracket final? It looked, you know,
I mean,
bit
maybe.
shaky, but...
Yeah, I mean, maybe because I think I booted up. What time was the upper bracket final? 2 o'clock. I think I booted up the
yeah.
game at 1:30. Just because it was, I'm gonna need a bit of rest if I'm playing for 2 hours beforehand and then a match and then an hour. Like I'm gonna be fried. So I kind of treated the upper bracket as like a mock exam.
Okay.
Amazing.
That was kind of where we were at, really.
Fair. Well, you know, didn't do so good in the mock, but then the real exam went pretty well, and now you're going to go for the doctorate or the PhD, I guess, in Trackmania.
Let's see.
We're rolling with this analogy.
But no, just happy to be there at this point. Try and make an impact, be an element.
That's all we can ask.
As Boz described. So yeah, just try and do something. Expectations are 0, so yeah.
And I know you've got the vote of chat. I think chat will be cheering on Hendo as obviously only Welsh player remaining. Waiting to see like representation from us on in the grand final here. So yeah, just best of luck with that. We won't keep you too long. You can have a little bit of a breather and maybe try and think about getting a first or second. You know, who knows? It could happen.
We just drive.
We
Don't
just
think,
drive.
just drive.
Will you be going like just full hood off? For the
Oh,
whole
I'm
thing?
HUD off anyway.
You're HUD off anyway.
I don't full Boz complete yak strat where it's like don't even know what the scores are. Like I'm checking the scores. I've got a little box so I don't see the times. But
okay.
I see the scores.
Okay.
So I know what the match like status is, but throughout a round I'm not checking HUD. Especially because like you're playing against Whizzy, Leo, Acrose. As long as you haven't crashed, you're in a race basically.
Yeah.
You're all within 2/10 pretty much. There could be incidents where all 3 bin it and you're just cruising and then you, I don't know, missed the finish or something. But you just kind of just drive the lines, learn the lines, practice the lines, and drive the lines really. I don't
Sounds
really
like a good tactic.
check HUD
perfect
throughout.
strategy.
Yeah, I don't check HUD throughout the round. Just drive, but not full complete yak. Where I know where the match is at. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, find good focus, but also know where know that you're not one round away from completely losing.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, I mean, obviously, good luck in the final. Won't keep too long again, and cross to
Cup of tea, kettle on, and then we drive.
Perfect, absolutely amazing. Well, thank you for the interview, Hendo. Pleasure to have you on the chatting aspect.
Lovely. IWTM handshake emoji.
Perfect.
Adios.
Well, yeah.
Beautiful.
Finals.
See ya.
So yeah, it sounds like he's very much happy with just existing in the grand final. He's
as he should
had
be.
his victory. Yeah.
As he should be. I mean, it's a big win for him. I think it's going to be interesting to see how he does. I really hope that he keeps upsetting and keeps throwing spanners in the works of these great players in the final. I would love to see him in like second or third, just for the sake of throwing things up a bit and shaking things up. It would be great.
Yeah, I think if we look at the bracket, we can see the other players and obviously all their journeys to the finals. Hendo, Whizzy, we've got Epos and Boz who won their match earlier, the first match of the day. So they've had a bit of a break. We'll see if that is a good or a bad thing, because they were looking pretty damn hot in their match. Let's see if they've cooled off and will need to like rev it back up, or if they've been practicing in the meantime. I know Boss said he was doing a bit of VOD review, so we'll see how that plays out for them. We'll see how it goes.
Hey, I heard, I think it was Boz was worrying about the length of the break is it throws you off. Like, I think not being in the same kind of the zone, I think it's a big advantage to those coming from the consolidation final. That being said, the tiredness of those in the consolation final, like there's a lot of driving they've done today, so it's it's gonna take a toll, I would say. But yeah, we'll see how it goes, I guess.
Yeah, it's gonna happen soon enough. On the hour, we'll be back with the grand final, but we'll give you guys a little bit of a breather. Let's go to the toilet break. Do the Hendo, put on the cuppa, get a tea, and we'll see you in a couple minutes for the grand final.